So after the revision we did yesterday, I couldn't write some questions for you on the board. So that's the first thing we'll do this afternoon. I'm going to write some expressions on the board, underlining part of the expressions, and you identify the grammatical name and the grammatical function. So you are to state the grammatical name. You are stating the grammatical name of each one and the grammatical function. Grammatical name and grammatical function. So use all the methods that I taught you. You can use the questioning method. Who it is now answers the question what or who. Adverbial answers the question where, how, when, what condition, what purpose. And adjective or relative answers the question which. Alright? 20 minutes. very hope. You want to decide whether this is a phrase or a clause. You look for a finite verb. This verb is a finite verb. The group therefore is what? It's a clause. A group with a finite verb is a clause. There is hope while there is life. When is there a hope? It answers when. That is a adverbial. Adverbial clause of, assuming you want to put the time. Time. What function does it perform? It modifies the verb. Which verb? Is. Modifies the verb is. Grammatical name is 1 mark. Grammatical function 2 marks. Making 3. Have we marked? That's the first one. The second one, I know how to mend a punctured tire. How to mend a punctured tire is on the line. How to mend a punctured tire. How to mend a punctured tire. This looks like a verb, right? Is it finite or non-finite? Non-finite because of the presence of this to there. Any verb that is preceded by to, I told you, is a non-finite verb. The group therefore is a phrase. Who got it? Okay. What type of phrase is it? I know something. What's that thing that I know? How to mend a punctured tire. That is noun. Noun phrase. How many of you wrote noun clauses? Who wrote noun clause? It was like you saw finite verb there, right? You've forgotten these two. Any verb that is preceded by to is to infinitive. It's a non-finite verb. So, what function does it perform? Objects of the verb. Which verb? No. Objects of the verb no. Now, yesterday I was talking about direct object and indirect objects, which I taught you during our first contact that time. Assuming you want to put the type of object there, whether it is direct or indirect, which one would you have put? I know how to make a punctured tire. Huh? Indirect object. I told you, before you can talk about indirect object, there must be a direct object there. It is only when you have two objects that you say one is direct, the other one is indirect. In this situation now, there is only one object of the word, and automatically that is what? Direct object. But that is not mandatory. In direct objects. The third one, I came to the same conclusion that his critics were right. I came to the same conclusion that his critics were right. That his critics were right, underline. Where? Here. Is a verb. Once that is a verb, that means the group is a. So this one is a finite verb. This is a noun preceding this verb. This verb is a finite verb for that reason. And for having that finite verb there, the group is a clause. What type of clause is this? I came to the conclusion. Which conclusion did I come to? Anything that answers which? Or adjective. But why calls it what? Relative. Relative clause. What function does it perform? It gives more information about the noun conclusion, or the noun phrase, the same conclusion. It gives more information about the noun conclusion. The fourth one. Shocked to the marrow with fear, the woman fainted. Shocked to the marrow with fear, the woman fainted. Shocked to the... Pardon? Oh, number 4. Sorry. Before dawn, John had arrived in Lagos. Before dawn is underlined. Is it a phrase or a clause? It's a phrase, but there's no verb at all, let alone a finite verb. It's a phrase. What type of phrase is this? John had arrived in Lagos. When? Before dawn. Adverbial phrase. Suppose you want to put a time. Adverbial phrase of time. Of time. What function does it perform? It modifies the verb arrived or the verb phrase. Which verb phrase? Had arrived. Is it clear? So, back to number 5. Short to the marrow with fear is underlined. Short is a verb, no doubt. Is it a finite verb? Is it a finite verb? To know whether a verb is finite or non-finite, you check if there is a noun or pronoun before it. This verb short has no subject. And for that reason, is a non-finite verb. The group therefore is what? Is a phrase. What type of phrase is this? The woman fainted. Adverbial phrase of. Didn't you see this as the from the point of view of because the woman was shocked to the marrow with fear, she fainted. Did you see from that angle? So it's an adverbial phrase. Phrase of reason. Adverbial phrase of reason. It is reason. Number 6. My sister told me a secret. My sister told me a secret. Oh, function of this one. It modifies the verb. Which verb? Fainted. Modifies the verb fainted. 6. My sister told me a secret. My sister told me a secret. A secret is a line. Without looking at this one for is what? A noun phrase. Noun phrase. What function does it perform? Object of the verb told. Object of the verb told. Suppose you want to write whether it is direct or indirect object. Then is it direct object? Because we have objects there. Me is an object. A secret is also an object. So, between the two objects, which one is a direct object, which one is an indirect object? Speak loudly. Let the camera capture what you are saying. 4. I said the first one to receive the action is a direct object. My sister told a secret to who? Me. So the action goes there first. That's the direct object. While me is the indirect object. So, if you are putting this one here, what do you put here? Direct object. But it's optional. It's optional. 7. Honesty is the best policy. The best policy is underlined. The best policy is underlined. So what do we write as the grammatical name of this one? It's a noun phrase. What function does it perform? Is that object? Complement of the subject. Honesty. What is honesty? What is the best policy? Honesty. It's a compliment. Complement of the subject. Honesty. Honesty. 8. The man whose house I rented in Lagos was a man of God. The man whose house I rented in Lagos was a man of God. Whose house I rented in Lagos? Relative clause. Did you see from that angle? I know why. Relative clause. What function does it perform? It gives more information about the noun man or the noun phrase. Which noun phrase? The man. The noun phrase, the man. 9. Number 9. Mr. Sagi travels to his hometown every December. His hometown is underlined. That is what? Noun phrase. Those who were present yesterday, what's the function? Complement of which preposition? True. Complement of the preposition to. Complement of the preposition to. Maneuvering a tanker is a daunting challenge. Maneuvering a tanker is a daunting challenge. What's the grammatical name? Noun phrase. It's a noun phrase. Noun phrase. What function does it perform? Subject of the verb is. Subject of the verb is. So, that should be how many marks? 30 marks. 30 marks. 30 marks. The notes to the owners. Grammatical name, 1 mark. Function, 2 marks. So that is 1 comprehension, 1 summary. Mention the two importance of the chalkboard. Number A, Roman figure 1 for the first importance, Roman figure 2 for the second. Don't just say this and this. Make it Roman figure 1, Roman figure 2. When you have to replace some words with another word of your own, it is not mandatory that compulsory you must look for a word. It could be a phrase, but the phrase should be such that when the original one is removed from that sentence and you slot the phrase there, you read the entire sentence, it will mean the same thing. It's okay. Maneuvering a tanker is a daunting challenge. If daunting is underlined for you, you can write difficult there. Not an easy. If you put not an easy there, if you read maneuvering a tanker is not an easy challenge. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? If the original word is past tense, your own too should be past tense. The original word is plural, your own too should be what? Plural. Singular for singular, plural for plural. Present tense for present tense, past tense for past tense. Singular for singular, plural for plural. So, make sure you do that. In comprehension, listen. It is not mandatory that your answers must be in complete sentences. If you do, no problem. But the idea of repeating the question is what you avoid. Some candidates are so foolish that in WAEC examination condition, they'll be writing the question before the right answer. The right question, the right answer. Can you imagine under WAEC examination situation? Read one of the questions from the comprehension for me. Maybe A or B. Why does the writer use
the word
chalkboard? All right. Now, I've told you don't write the question, write only the answer. But you may not need to say the writer used the word chalkboard instead of blackboard because you may not need to go that far. If you do, if there is an error in this repetition you are trying to make, the examiner will charge you, will penalize you for it. But simply, if you put chalkboard, could be white, could be black, or it is not all the time that it must be black. Instead of the writer used so because of so, that's how to answer the question. Question B.
Mention two different types of chalkboard that have been used.
Two different types of chalkboard being in use. What are they? What? Wooden and metal. So in that one, we are going to name, number, Roman figure 1, Roman figure 2. You know the reason is to help the examiner to help you. Some examiners are not concentrating. We see the two that you lump together as one. If each of the answers should be one mark, you just award 1 for the 2. They are knowing. But if you have separated your points, 1, 2, you award 1 for the first one, award 1 mark for the second one. All this 1 mark, 2 marks, being lost every now and then will go a long way to affect the overall score. Question on figure of speech. Is there anything like figure of speech there? What is it? Read it. They said the chalkboard is being threatened by the overhead projector. What figure of speech is that? But how does it look like as an indication? It's a metaphor. So, is what? Is what? It's metaphor, not metaphor. Metaphor. So, is there any Roman go in that question? What's that? What's the second one? What does it mean? This is where many candidates will go wrong. What does it mean is not what does metaphor mean. What does that sentence mean? It means that it is about to be overtaken by the projector. Or the chalkboard or whatever is gradually going into an extinction and the overhead projector is taking its place. That's the meaning. It is being threatened by the overhead projector. That's metaphor and that's the meaning. What's the other one? Any grammatical name and grammatical function there? Yes. Read it.
The major drawback in the use
one person at a time. A good reader.
The major drawback in the use of chocolate.
What you see, the problem you have, that's what you underlined, right? You may not be able to answer that question until you read the entire sentence. For example, you cannot think as fast as I would think when it comes to this. The major drawback of the overhead projector, right, is a noun phrase. But, yes, now, it's not a noun phrase. But don't quickly jump at the conclusion the way I did. That experience of many years that made that journey to be so fast in arriving at that. Go by the method I taught you. First, look at it. Does it have any final verb? No. So it's a phrase. Now, to realize the type of phrase that it is, you consider the entire sentence. Read the entire sentence now.
The major drawback in the use of the chalkboard is that the information on it can only be temporary.
It's okay. The major drawback of the overhead projector is that the information on it can only be temporary. You now consider the first part now. What is the major drawback? The information is temporary. Okay? So, noun phrase, what function does it perform? Subject of the verb is. Subject of the verb is. We have marked the grammatical name and function. We have marked the figure of speech and its meaning. And what other? Mark the remaining ones now, quickly. With the summary. Mark everything with summary. In summary, don't forget, when the answer is lifted verbatim, award 0. When the answer is not written in a complete sentence and there is no preamble to which the incomplete sentence is attached, award half of the allotted mark. If it is 5 marks, award 1.5. Sorry, 2.5. Hey, are you listening? Yes, sir. The penalties are more important than anything. 3. If 2 points are lumped together, you can decide to award 0. Or you can mark like a mature examiner to regard one of the answers. If the 2 answers are correct, the 2 points are correct, you regard one as extraneous material. Underline it, say -1. Then you mark the other one, making 4. So the person will score 4. Any grammatical error, ring it, -R. Error of grammar, error of mechanics, error of punctuation, misuse of capital letters, wrong use or non-use of punctuation marks. At every stage, -R. grammatical name. Grammatical 1 is 1 mark. Function, that's grammatical 2, 2 marks. Replace the following words with another one. Each of them is 1 mark. If you total everything, that will be 20. Comparison is about 20. Summary is about 30. I will leave you now to have your biology class. When you get home, okay, sit down again, go over this. See where you made mistakes. See where your answer was close to the original answer and where you deviated. That's how you can punish yourself. But if I leave now and just abandon this there until next week, Thursday or Friday, you are not helping yourself. Go help us. Good day. Madam, you gave me a marker yesterday. Yes.